What's up YouTube? I just wanted to give you a quick update and use it as an opportunity to answer a question that I just got, and I thought a few more people may have the same question, so I figured I'd answer it all at the same time and just do this quick update. So if you are that eagle-eyed and you've been watching my videos, you've seen in the back of my workshop this cabinet here. You would remember there was a hose coming out the side here, kind of like that. A fitting came off the side, hose ran down, there was a pedal down the bottom there, and it was all pretty ugly really. But I also had an issue with leaking. Now these cabinets are notorious for leaking out the side, and I've just kind of been dealing with it. But on my new cabinet, I'll come over here, I put on a drip tray to remedy that. So I figured while I had it all apart and while I was fixing the inlet there for the air, I may as well knock something up. So just using some scrap from the bits that I haven't used, I'll put that on there just so it works as a drip tray. The question, however, was in regards to the gloves that I use and which gloves I've found to be best. So there's three types that you can get. One of them looks pretty much just like an industrial version of your kitchen glove. Most of them will look like this. So this is what comes out of these type of cabinets. Now your issue with them, although the ends are really good and they're quite grippy and nice, the issue is up here with the join. So if you have a look on the inside, you can see the joins are just sewn. And although the outside material is pretty good at resisting the water, as is this material, the water seeps in through the joins. So the one that I prefer, although the rubber gloves, the industrial rubber gloves that are pretty much giant kitchen gloves, they're good, they don't leak or anything, but I feel you lose a bit of dexterity. They sweat on the inside quite badly. I don't actually have any here. They sweat quite badly, they don't grip very well, and they get dirty quick. So my favorite are actually these. Now these come in some of this type cabinets, but as you can see, the joins here are actually like heated and pressed, and they just seem to be a whole heap better. They're not sewn the same, and provided you put them in properly and they seal properly around the edge there, just depending on where you put your clip, these seem to be the best. These ones are what I'm using on this. If I can jump this side there, see on this. So you get more dexterity, you don't sweat as much just because of the type of the material on the inside, and it doesn't get all sticky. They've still got quite good grip just because of the finish on the fingers, the rubbery finish. So I find these ones to be the best, though I'm yet to find a good source for them. I don't really want to have to buy a whole cabinet every time I want it. So I'm just tracking that down. If anyone knows where to get them easy enough, let me know. So I hope that answers that question. I had another one about vapor blasting versus wet blasting. The terms are pretty much used practically interchangeably. I use different kinds of medias, but if you want to avoid flash rust, then you can put a rust inhibitor in the water, or you can just act really quickly, depending on how large the part is, to get it rinsed and then dry. And sometimes you can put on like a CRC or some coat to stop it. So there's plenty of ways you can deal with it. But yeah, as you can see, I've pulled off that side valve. Now it's got a solenoid on it. I might add up some footage of the other solenoid that I was going to fix to use on this one, but it turned out to be much better. So depending on how short this video is and how much I get through all this, I may actually just tack that one right on the end of this video to make it a bit longer. So yeah, if you want to know more about the solenoids I want to use on the bigger one, stay tuned. If not, I hope I answered all your questions satisfactorily. And yeah, thanks for watching. So my air pedal on one of my old blast cabinets gave up the other day. And I've got this lying around. There's an old, looks like a water catcher or maybe an oil introduction unit and pressure regulator. Actually found in a box in an old container we had around the house. But I want to see whether or not the solenoid works. It's a 240 volt one. But before I do that, before I strip down and have a look inside, I want to just chuck it in the blast cabinet give it a bit of a tidy up, because if it does still work, I'll end up swapping that out onto the other cabinet with the dead foot pedal. So I'll strip this apart and throw it in the cabinet, and we'll give it a bit of a clean up and see if it works. So I got off most of the flaking powder coat off. It still looks pretty nasty, but at this stage I don't even know if it works, so I don't want to spend too much time blasting it. I may come back and finish it off if it seems to work properly, but at least it's a whole lot cleaner. It seems all free. It's a little bit rusty in the solenoid there. I'll give that another blast as well, but on the inside the piston seems to work freely and nice and springy there. Doesn't seem to have any glass media in this. It's moving nice and freely. So I'll give the rest of that inside a clean out, lube it all up, and I'll wire it and just make sure that it works. And if it seems to work alright, then I guess I'll put it together and plumb it up, and should supply plenty more air than the little foot switch that was on there before, even just looking on the inside there at the valving. But we'll make sure it works and then fit it up. There we go, all back together. Back together alright. Gave it a bit of a clean up on the inside. Looks a heaps better now. It's just wired onto a foot pedal for testing. See if it works. It's a good sound. It seems that the solenoid's working fine. Whether or not it's sealing properly, I don't know just yet, but I'll dig out some fittings. We'll plug the air into it and see whether or not it's gonna work for what we need. Right, so we're all plumbed up, ready to test. Just the air line coming in to the supply there. That one there usually goes to the cylinder. So it doesn't seem like it's leaking. Let's just test to see whether or not it opens under pressure. Oh, there we go. Wasn't expecting that. Seems to be plenty more airflow. So thinking about it, I did want to put that on the cabinet that I've got working at the moment, but I'm building another one, and I'm just kind of thinking now I may put it in this one here. There are a few more options on this one that just makes it a little bit nicer to use. So I'm thinking I'll probably use this on the new cabinet, and I've got a couple of other solenoids that I was going to use on other things, one of them being this new one. And I'll probably put that on the current machine and keep this one for the new build. That being said, seeing as I'm going to use it for the new build, I'll probably pull it back apart and give it a better clean. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Plenty of airflow. Stoked.